Paragraphing and discourse markers. Welcome back to video 4 of Level 1 ESOL Writing. I'm Kathy. In this video, I'm going to talk about paragraphing and discourse markers. So first of all, what is a paragraph and why do you need to think about them? You should know that a paragraph is basically a chunk of text containing several sentences. When you look at them on a page of printed text, you can see that there's a space in between them. And very often when the new one starts in printed material, there's a little indent like this. The first word starts in a finger space from the margin. But why do we write like this? Well, let's consider what printed text looks like without these spaces and line breaks. Here is an example of a script I wrote for an earlier video. Just take a look. It's pretty dense, isn't it? There's nowhere to take a break here, no breather, no white space on the page, so it ends up not looking very clean or structured, and to be honest, it's a bit off-putting to a reader. And readers have enough problems with focus and concentration these days because everyone is busy scrolling on their phones. Focusing on a piece of written text is actually harder than you think sometimes. Nobody wants to work their way through all of this because literally they need a break. So the breaks between chunks of text are initially to help the eye follow what is going on and feel able to get to grips with the written word by using an encouraging layout. And that way, when anyone is reading, you can promise yourself a reward if you just read to the end of the next paragraph, or maybe the one after that. Keep going. So that's the first point about paragraphs. Second, and an even more important reason in my opinion, is that paragraphs are linked thematically with different ideas and give structure and shape to your writing. Let's just go back to my first example of writing without them. Where are the main points here? What am I actually trying to say? Where does the first main point lead to the next one? Well, actually you don't know because you can't see where the points close or change or move on to something else. And paragraphs are there to summarize or show the main points of your story, letter, or argument in the same way. Very often the first sentence will be the next main point. For example, here's a popular complaints theme. Unfortunately, I was very happy with the delivery of my order. So boom, there's the main point right there. But then you might continue with this point in your paragraph by expanding in more detail exactly why you were unhappy. I should think you could write several sentences to explain this main point, and then there you are. You have a lovely paragraph detailing the whole disaster. Don't stray off point, stick to the story or idea. Then the next paragraph will move on to what happened next. Now, there should be a strong link between your planning and your paragraphs. That's the whole point of planning. So when you write your original plan, if you make sure you order your general ideas for what you want to say, then this helps you clarify your thoughts before you start. And then when you write, stick to what you have planned. And then you can't go wrong with your paragraphs. Just remember to show they are there. Now, let's talk about discourse markers. Yes. Discourse markers are going to raise your writing to a whole new level. So what exactly are they and how do we use them? Maybe you already have an idea from working on speaking skills at level 1. Look at this short conversation. So, shall we go out tomorrow? Not sure. It might be a good idea. Well, where shall we go then? There's a good film on. Mind you, it's expensive on Fridays. Oh, actually, I've just remembered I'm working late. Sorry. Right, okay. Maybe another time. Now, this little conversation is filled with what we call verbal discourse markers. What are they doing? They are signposting thoughts and feelings and signalling where the conversation is going next. Examples. So is often used to introduce what someone wants to say. Tells you what they are thinking. Well signifies more thinking or summarising. Mind you, usually prefaces an opposing idea or contrast. Actually, often means an opposite or a change of thought from what went before. Right shows an agreement or understanding. Goodness me, all that from such tiny words. No wonder it's so hard to understand English. As well as speaking, we use these same kinds of signposts in writing, but usually they are a little more formal. Here are some examples. Adding an extra point, in addition, additionally, moreover, furthermore. Showing a result, therefore, consequently, as a result. Emphasizing your own viewpoint. In my opinion, in fact, to be honest. Showing a contrast or opposing idea. However, even though, although, in spite of. It's easy to get mixed up with these kinds of words because some of them can also be used to create complex sentences, but then they sometimes perform a different function in the sentence. Let's just suggest here that they can be used at the beginning of a sentence to either emphasize your viewpoint or create a link or a contrast to what you just said before. Here are a few quick ideas. The delivery arrived really late. In addition, some of the items were missing. I am really disappointed with the service your company provides. Therefore, I will not be ordering from you again. Reading is a really beneficial pastime. In fact, medical studies have shown all sorts of good effects on people who read. I haven't had much experience. However, I'd love to try. Is it beginning to make sense now? Don't worry about using too many of these, or again, you won't sound natural. It will look like you are trying too hard. Look up some of the words or phrases that I've suggested and read how they come across in sample sentences to help you get the feel of them. Practice with a few that you like and just drop one or two in here and there, like flavouring on your food. You don't want too much salt or pepper or too little. A few of them in one piece of writing will be just right, if you choose the right ones. All right, so now we've thought about paragraphing and discourse markers, so you have no excuse for not using them. Next up, one of the hardest bits to get right, using a range of verb tenses with accuracy. Oh, there's just so much to say. I can't wait. So see you there. Bye for now.